Hi everyone, I'm Curt Frye, and in this movie I would like to teach you some useful business calculations in Microsoft Excel. I have opened up my sample file, and you can see that I have some calculations based on cases. So if you have a case of items, and those could be bottles of soda or beer or wine, and you have 12 per case, then you would want to know how many full cases you have and also how many you might have left over based on a particular count. So I'm going to start by calculating the whole numbers, that is the number of case for a division operation. So again, we're assuming that we have 12 items per case, and in cell B5, I want to calculate the whole units available if there are 36 items in my collection. So I'll type equal. And the function that you use to find the whole number part of a division operation is quotient. The numerator, that is the number of items total, is in A5, then a comma, and the denominator, in this case, is the number of items per case, and that is in B4. And because I'm going to copy this formula down, I want B4 to remain absolute, that is unchanging. So I'll press F4, $signs to make it absolute, right parentheses and enter, and I get 3 cases, which is correct because 36 divided by 12 is 3. And if I copy the formula down by clicking the cell and dragging the fill handle, then I get 1 case from 14 and 7 cases from 95. Now we can calculate the remainders. And for that, we use mod, which is short for modulus, and it refers to the amount that's left over after whole number division. So in E5, I'll type equal, and I'll have mod. Then the number, what was called the numerator before, is in A5, comma, and the divisor, what was called the denominator before, with quotient, is in E4. So E4, and again, I don't want this to change, so I'll press F4 to make it absolute, right parentheses and enter. So I have 0 left over, and again, that's because 3 times 12 is 36, so that goes in evenly. And then when I copy down, I get 2 left over and 11 left over. So I have 14, 1 full case, and 2 remaining, and then I have 7 full cases out of 95, multiplied by 12 is 84, so I get 11 left over. So I just need to find one more bottle somewhere to get another full case of 12. Finally, I'd like to show you how to calculate running totals using formulas. And for that, I'll use the data set that I have over here in columns G and H. And the idea is that I want to have the total for sales up through and including February in cell I6, and then up to and including March in I7, and so on for the remainder of column I. So what I will do in cell I5 is to type sum, and then left parentheses, and the range that we're going to use will start with cell H5, and I want that to remain constant. So I want the range to start with H5 and have H5 included as the base in every calculation in this total. So I'll press F4 to make that reference an absolute or unchanging reference. Then I'll type a colon, and the second cell, that is the end of the range, will also be H5. So in cell I5, we should see the sum of the values in cell H5 only, and I'll press enter. So we get 119,286, which is in fact the value from H5. Now if I copy this formula down, I should get a running total. So if I copy, using the fill handle, the formula from I5 to I6, then I get H5 plus H6, and you can see that on the formula bar. And then if I double-click the fill handle next to I6, it will fill all the way down, and I get my running total for the entire column. So again, the trick to making a running total is to use the sum function and then use an absolute reference to point to the first cell in the range and a relative reference to the second. So again, you will get a sum that starts at H5, which did not change, and goes all the way down to H16, which was updated as per usual for each of the cells in this column. I hope you found these calculations to be useful, and if you did, please like the video and subscribe to my channel.